What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. Today is day 12 of Commanders training camp. We are 3 days away from Washington's preseason opener against the Cleveland Browns, and it's that time of year. You know it's football season when our head coach, Ronald Eugene Rivera, starts running his mouth and oversharing to the media. Ron going Ron and media going media, but this ain't on the media. This is on the head coach who decided to give out a little more information than he should have. You know, I'm a believer of keeping family business within the family, within the confines of the home structure, because when you let other people in on your problems, you have a broken home and then you lose trust and a lot of things can go wrong. And this takes away from the topic of football. There's a goddamn game on Friday, and we're not talking about how the offense looked today, which was good. Sam played well in practice today, throwing dotties all over the field. A deep one up the sideline to Terry McLaurin. Back corner to Cole Turner. Touchdown to Jahan Dotson. Sam has been progressing, and there's no accident that a game week is getting the best that we've seen yet of Sam this summer. But no, we're not talking about anything that's happening on the field. We're not talking about how great Montez Sweat looked today and how great of a camp he's having. We're not talking about any of those things because Ronald Eugene Rivera decided to step up to the media today, to the podium, when asked, have players had to adapt to Eric Bieniemy's intensity and have any struggled with it? Instead of saying some coach speak ass answer that was required for this question, like, hey, he's tough, but it's coming along together well, and I love the progress they're making. Some type of coach speak retort of that sort. Ronald comes out and says, yeah, they have. And one of the biggest things, I had a number of guys come to me and say, hey, and I said, hey, just come talk to him. I said, understand what he's trying to get across to you. I think as they go and they talk and they listen to him, it's been enlightening for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's a whole different approach. Again, you're getting a different no, fuck all that. I'm not even going to read the rest of it. Why are you telling the media that there are players, unnamed players, who early in the process had a problem with how intense Eric Bieniemy's running practice? Either they don't like his approach, the way he speaks to them, or practice is running at too fast a pace. Either of which is another problem of its whole sort. That means we have soft motherfuckers on our roster, because I dare a player come up to me as a coach and say the coach is talking to us the wrong way or the coach is being too hard on us. I swear to God, I would cut him. I'd release him on site. Honestly, as a captain, I would be demanding that the coach names those players so we can air them the fuck out as a team, because this is not team building shit. Crying about the coach? I wish I would have done that shit in high school. I wish I would have walked up to Coach Robinette when I played high school football and said, man, Coach Darryl was cussing at us in practice today. Mind you, I'm a high school student and I knew better than to do that. These are grown-ass men whining about practice being too hard. Listen to the words of Rick Doc Walker and Brian Mitchell, who always say, how are you guys going to become winners and become better? How are you going to do things you've never seen before if you don't do things differently? Y'all remember Club J when Jay Gruden was our coach? It was too casual. He was like one of the guys. He wasn't seen as a coach. You can be a player's coach, but you have to differentiate yourself from the players. You ain't one of them. And for Ron to give the media this type of fodder and to feed national media pundits and players and all these people to have reactions to this on a Tuesday afternoon, that is self-destructive to me, because this is a conversation we don't need to be having on a Tuesday in August. But we're having it because Ron overshared to the media. How many media gaffes is Ron going to have since he's been here? We remember quarterback, Remember, oh, we can be eliminated from the playoff. I can name at least 5 more media gaffes Ronald has had since he's been our head coach. I'm tired of it. And for those defending it, man, I don't see nothing wrong with what he said. You are part of the problem because this shit is not okay. This mid-ass 7-win mentality from the head coach has been the problem here. He finally brings somebody in who's willing to challenge that mentality, and it's an issue here. I honestly think Ron is starting to get sick of the Eric Bieniemy love fest, and there was a reason those comments were made, because Eric Bieniemy had to speak to media immediately following practice today, and his presser, per usual, was so damn impressive. If you would have turned on the interview, turned off the picture, you would say that is the head coach of the football team speaking. He's concise. He's detailed. He has answers for everything. He's raw and unfiltered like I like it, like your boy. He cusses. He says what the hell is on his mind, but he's articulate enough to make every single answer that comes out of his mouth calculated, concise, to the point, and from the goddamn heart. None of it's manufactured. None of it is coach speak. He is speaking as a human. And when he starts that third person shit, he really gets me going and ready to run through a wall for him. I love this guy. He handled that interview today with class, with a smile on his face, and with all the detail fans deserve. And he sounds like the head coach that Ron has not been since he's been here. But I'm not going to go there right now. But I'm just saying, EB, keep doing what you're doing. Keep being hard on those guys, because we're not tolerating 7-win seasons over here. We're not throwing a fucking parade for 8-1 like some fans want to do that approve of everything that Ron Rivera does on this team. So when fans unite on Twitter to eviscerate these comments, we united like them folks during the Montgomery Melee did. We were swimming off the docks to the port to defend Eric Bieniemy, because this is nonsense. As a black man who has a strong voice myself and who does not hold his words back, I take offense to when I see someone who looks like me being typecasted as angry black guy who just yells for no reason. He yells when the details are not correct. He yells when the assignment is not right. He is coaching for his life in this league, and he's acting as such. You would think Ron would be doing the same, because he is in absolutely a lame duck situation this year. We have new ownership here, and I've documented on the channel before, new owners don't keep coaches they inherited. So Ron's on the clock. We know what the vibes are come 2024, but hey, let's talk about what actually happened on the football field today. Montez Sweat has been abusing guys all camp. He looks great. Chase Young briefly left practice today. I think he went to go take a number 2 like Lamar Jackson did on Monday Night Football that time, because he came immediately back and checked right back in the drills. Sam Howell throwing dots all over the field today. He looks good. He looks spry. Shout out to my guy Mason out there keeping up with the Commanders for the practice highlights of today. Cole Turner, with Logan Thomas missing time, he is seizing his opportunity. He looked good. Caught a really nice touchdown in the back corner of the end zone during team drills today. Jacoby Brissett still got some more time with the ones today, but still nothing to see there until they pull a Tampa Bay Buccaneers and on the depth chart have like an asterisk next to Baker Mayfield as the starter. When Ron comes out and says Jacoby starting week 2 of preseason, then my eyebrows are raised a little bit like, okay, we got a real quarterback competition there. But until I see that, Sam Howell is the starter. But I miss talking about football, don't y'all? Like, the distraction's supposed to be out of here now that we got Dan out of the picture. So having to deviate from talking about what happened in practice today to talk about comments that didn't need to be made, just keep it in the family, Ron. God damn. Keep it in the family. Because not only did you break trust with your assistant head coach, you broke the trust of those players who came to you. But whatever. I don't like that those players came to him, but Ron handled that completely wrong. And I don't feel like you can disagree with that, because head coaches need to act accordingly, and they need to keep things in house. Keep family business. We got a game to play in 3 days. A player who I do have a problem with that I've been seeing Charles Leno's been getting his ass bust all camp, and it would not surprise me if he was one of the guys that went to Ron Rivera to complain about the practices, because he's getting worked by KJ Henry, the 5th round pick we traded up for. He's getting beat up by Chase every day, getting beat up by Andre Jones, and now KJ Henry, just abusing him in practice every day. Hey, like EB said, iron sharpens iron, and it's great that they get to play against a great front every day, but the 5th round pick and the 7th round pick shouldn't be beating you with regularity in practice, left tackle. Step it the hell up, because Cosme and Wiley seem to be the much more consistent side of our offensive line this year, and it's their first time playing together, so they don't get the excuse of they haven't built chemistry yet. But yeah, man, we got a game to play in 3 days. They're still not sure how much time the starters will get, but I imagine they'll get 2 series. I hope we can get 3 or 4, because I believe they need that smoke and those live reps against another team. But I don't think we see too much of them. I don't think we see too much Chase Young. I don't need to see Emmanuel Forbes, even though he's back full go in a team drill starting outside opposite Kendall Fuller. You know, we could save the praying mantis for week 1 and put him on ice until then, but I think he's going to play. I really don't need to see the starting defense. I am totally confident in what the starting defense is. I don't need to see that till September 10th when Arizona comes to town. But good day of practice overall. During a game week, it seems like they mean business. It seems more like a level playing field. Like, defense is still getting after it, but the offense is actually combating them, and they're getting things done, and they're able to get a look finally. And Sam Howell is progressing quite nicely. We have nothing to worry about on that front. They look like they're getting ready to play a game on Friday, and I hope we get to see the starters for longer than usual on the offensive side of the ball. That's all I got for right now. I won't be on camera at all this week. I've scheduled the roundtable for the NFC East for sometime next week. I have some work getting done to my eye this week, so I will not be on camera. And hopefully everything checks out. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Rio out.